Hi everyone and welcome. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Elle and I'm here with Mali. In the next 10 minutes, we're going to teach you about brief interventions in addiction treatment, straight from Chapter 9 of the course text, Cavanagh and Lochran 2022. So we have built the whole thing around one simple, powerful idea. So let's open the door. What is a brief intervention? Our course text, Cavanagh and Lochran 2022, defines it as any short-term, non-intensive treatment for a person with a substance use disorder, delivered outside a specialist addiction center, often by a family doctor or a campus counselor. It's not deep therapy, and it's not for severe dependence. It follows a simple model. Recognize that someone is at risk, screen them, give advice and resources, and follow up. The whole point is reach, catching the large group of people who would never walk into an addiction clinic.
Meet Sam, 34, holds a demanding job, pays the bills, looks completely fine on the paper. Tonight, Sam came in for one reason: trouble sleeping. Nothing supposedly to do with drugs, but Sam uses cannabis edibles most night to fall asleep. Watch how differently Sam's night end. Door A, the clinic is really busy, so Sam just gets some basic sleep advice and goes home. Nobody asks him questions about cannabis use, so nothing really changes. In door B, the clinician asks him one extra question, and that starts a brief intervention. Same person, same problem, but a very different outcome.
Okay, so where did all this come from? Honestly, it started with a pretty frustrating problem. Most people using substances in a risky way never actually make it to the specialist care. And can you blame them? It's stigmatized, it's scarce, and it's expensive. So back in the 1980s, the World Health Organization flipped the question. Instead of waiting for someone to hit the rock bottom, they asked, what if we caught people early right where they already are? That's what gave us screening tools like the audit and the SBIRT framework. Stands for screen, brief intervention, refer to treatment. And to me, that's the real shift away from crisis and punishment and toward an early, honest, no judgment conversation. Here's the question I always get. So how could a talk this short actually do anything? So fair. But there are three ideas that explain it. So first, the stages of change where people move from not even thinking about it to maybe, to actually acting. And you don't have to drag them the whole way. You just nudge them one step. Then second, and this one's my favorite, motivational interviewing. Instead of lecturing someone, you help them find their own reasons to change. And third, self-efficacy, which is really just this. So when you believe you can change, you're far more likely to. So a good brief intervention pulls all three levers quietly in just a few minutes.
First step is screening. Clinicians can use tools like Assist or Audit to understand someone's level of risk. In Sam's case, the screening shows moderate risk cannabis use because it's happening almost every night to help with his sleep. This screening helps start an honest conversation instead of making assumptions. Next comes the brief intervention using the FRAMES model. The clinician gives feedback about the screening results, reminds Sam that choice is theirs, offers simple advice, gives a few different opinions, stays supportive without judging, and encourages Sam by showing they can make the changes. It's a simple conversation, but it can have a big impact. And if someone needs support, they're referred to a specialist. Some places even offer these interventions online nowadays.
So does it actually work? So here's the honest answer. For alcohol, the evidence is strong. A 2018 Cochrane review of 69 trials found brief interventions reliably cut drinking, with short advice working about, as well as longer counseling. So for illicit drugs, it's weaker. So the 2014 SBIRT trial found essentially no effect on drug use. And that matters for Sam, whose main concern is cannabis. It's exactly why. Behind door B, the clinician didn't treat one chat as a cure. She booked a follow-up and left a referral door open.
Looking back, And our two doors, door A ends with Sam continuing the same habits, because nothing was really discussed. In door B, Sam leaves with a small goal, like trying 2 cannabis-free nights, a follow-up apartment, and the option for more support later on. The conversation didn't solve everything, but it helped Sam take the first step.
Let's wait, honestly. On the strength side, brief interventions are cheap, scalable, non stigmatizing, and they reach the huge group who would never seek help, and they're best delivered early. On the weakness side, the effects are real but modest and can fade. The evidence is thin for illicit drugs and for severe dependence, and they depend on trained staff actually doing them well. So the takeaway isn't a miracle cure, it's a powerful, well timed first step. Strongest for alcohol, for cannabis, an honest first step. Now it's your turn because you learned this by doing it. We've posted a frames role play card. Pause the video, pair up, and take turns being the clinician and the patient, writing a 60-second brief intervention using the 6 steps. Then, try to spot the frames quiz on the card. Match each line to its element. And if it felt awkward to hold back and not just tell them what to do, that's the point. Guiding without lecturing is the hardest part of a brief intervention, and it's the whole skill. Everything we shared comes straight from the Cavanagh and Lochran Chapter 9, with the wider research on screen to back it up. So, that's the whole story in one breath. 2 doors, 7 minutes, and a completely different ending. Thanks so much for watching. So, when it's your turn, which door would you open?